I was just saying on my show, like, there's a lot of weird, shady stuff that happened. The Kardashians unfollowing Diddy the day before the raid. How did they know? How did they get that insight? Because
Insider trading. Martha would know. No.
Martha Stewart. Why is she involved?
She tipped him on you. It's the Pop Report. So juicy.
Hola, chica.
Hello.
Bienvenidos a Spotify.
I know. Welcome to my humble abode.
You almost said welcome to No Filter at Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Well, that's why the marquee outside does say no filter.
It's why it's Zach's room of perpetual sadness. What's new with you? LaCroix in the
What
shot.
is new with me? I'm alive. You know what? I'm alive.
Yeah.
I have a roof over my head. I went to Kempire's live show,
Sure.
which was so fun at the Bourbon Room. I didn't throw any wine. I didn't cause any scenes. Security did not have to escort me out, but I was very shady.
Oh, so when was the last time you got escorted out by security? Because I don't think that's
We're
ever
not
happened.
reliving that. We are
Yeah,
not
no.
reliving that.
I feel like I see
I've
this-
moved on from
Have you? You're bringing it up.
Don't drag me back into it. Well, because I returned to the scene of the crime and I needed people to know that even though I have successfully hosted 4 shows there, I can also go and attend other people's shows without causing chaos.
What's it like to be a trendsetter at the Bourbon Room?
You know, actually, I want to flex on that because
Yeah.
I am a trendsetter at the Bourbon Room because I was the first ever podcast to ever tape at the Bourbon Room right when they reopened after being shut down back in 2020. So I will flex on that. I was the first podcast. I opened up that market for them and they have asked me back again.
Because you're a singer.
I'm a singer.
Well,
See, you gave me an opportunity to flex my ego and I was not going to not take it.
I think you're willing to flex because you also have someone in the studio today that you love to flex with.
I do, because I love her so much because, like, I know when I'm in the room with her, I'm not the only
I thought you were going to
hated
say in the
person.
wrong with her. I was like, hey, girl, it's
Daily does it down a bowling.
Wait. Did you just introduce me as the person that would be more hated than you?
No. I said I like being in the same room with her because then I'm not the only hated person in the room.
Oh, because Andy is hated.
No.
This makes me look
Oh.
so good.
You know-
no, people like Andy because he's nice.
No,
he's not
people don't.
controversial. Well,
I
they
love
just-
Andy. I actually, you know what? Today is the day that I've decided I'm going to become the most liked person in every room I'm in.
And how do you do that?
I'm just never going to talk again.
No, I like
I've decided that I'm only
It
going to
doesn't-
speak positive notes, and I'm gonna be like Edwin, Teddy's husband, and I'm only going to talk Bible structure, like Bible scripture, and positive and motivational quotes.
Well, there you go.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
You're
doing.
a guru on Instagram now.
Yes, everyone. Motivation Monday,
Yeah,
Thursday. What day is it?
Thirsty Thursday.
No, that seems negative. So Thursday is the
No,
day
you post
of
like thirst traps.
that also feels there's a negative connotation. I say Thursday is the day of throwing your love out there. Throw the love Thursday. So today I would love to throw my love towards you. Thank you
Wow.
for having me.
Is there
Yeah.
any specific disability you would like to throw your love to?
Wow. Okay,
I
I'm
want
curbing
to
it. I'm
jump
curbing
out of a
it there.
building.
Well, obviously, if you love the Pop Report and you love our guests, you should obviously subscribe and leave a review and tell us what you think of these two because I'm sure there'll be a hoot and
I
holler in
mean-
this episode.
I mean, Zach, tell us more about the Bourbon Room.
No, I loved when we went to Teddy and Tamara's show though, because I was like, oh, Donna and I are definitely not the most hated people in the room.
We were sitting
my
next to Alexis Bellino.
Yeah, who you took a picture with, and then you ended up on Reddit.
Okay.
Well, wow.
Taking a
We're
picture with
already-
Alexis Bellino and Johnny J was officially the most controversial thing you could do. I had no idea.
I don't know how you didn't. Listen, I
know-
know when I'm about to walk into some shit, and you just march your way in there.
I thought it
Girl.
was an inside joke with my
See,
people.
next time you see John and Alexis, just like exit as if you were exiting the country.
Yeah, good segue to our first story that's hot in the headlines, Zachary. I like that for you.
Thank you.
Um,
I set that up.
We have a lot of stuff to get into this episode. We have, speaking of leaving the country, Miss Ellen has left. We have a few other things to get into, like talking about Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah. And
yeah.
Angelina Jolie. They have a messy divorce. We have an update on Artem and Nikki Bella.
We have a lot of things to get into. Some fun things, some not fun things. But first, our
Do
hot
we
in the
have not
headlines.
fun things?
I mean, I wouldn't say our first things are fun necessarily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So hot out the gate, a bunch of articles have popped up, I'd say, about like this new development that I honestly did not expect coming. I mean, right now, Ellen and Portia are saying they are leaving the country. So for those who might have missed it, Ellen did her stand-up special. She has had her peaks and lows of Ellen career, and it seems like they're now moving out of their Montecito home, and they're not going to be U.S. residents anymore.
They're moving to Europe. I believe they're moving to like a small town, like 2 hours outside of London.
Sure. I'm like,
yeah.
good for you.
I'm thinking like the holiday, like the
Oh,
UK,
that's
like
what I'm
the Cotswolds.
Yes.
I think that's seriously what it is. It's like a small little British small town.
Well, the internet's torn right now because they're saying, because I believe Alan and Portia said that they're leaving after the election. They weren't happy with the results of the election, so they've decided to move to Europe. Whereas other people online are speculating that it may have to do with Ellen's relationship with Diddy. And now that we're moving forward to the trial and we know that there's a whole list of other high-profile celebrities that are going to be outed, that there's possibly a connection there, especially because they apparently just purchased this home prior to the election, which means maybe that's not the real reason that they're leaving.
Well, wouldn't it be nice to say, honey, pack up and go. Let's leave tomorrow. Would that be nice?
It would definitely be nice.
Be nice.
Look, I said it on my show today. I feel very, very strongly that the Diddy list is long and there's a lot of people connected. And I feel like we're past being scared to say that. I feel like we're all very aware that
everyone knows something, or at least was indirectly aware of something.
there's connections, there's knowledge, this and that. And I think for like legal purposes, we all have to say allegedly. We all have to say we don't know, we don't have facts, whatever. Ellen was very close with Diddy, right? He was on her show multiple times. So front facing, just like as audience members.
Weren't they both wearing white a bunch of times together too? Am I making this up? Like,
I mean, they had the same color on. What does that mean?
Don't
What does
know.
it mean?
Illuminati.
It's a sign.
Something. No, they definitely were on. They were tight. They were tight, and he was on her show multiple times, and there was a close connection. But you could say that about him and
Everybody.
Yeah.
But
Same with Ellen. You can say everybody was close with Ellen, but you're like, I was just a guest on Ellen out of the hundreds of people.
so like that could be true as well. I was just saying on my show, like there's a lot of weird, shady stuff that happened. The Kardashians unfollowing Diddy the day before the raid. How did they know? How did they get that insight? Because
Insider trading. Martha would know. No.
Martha Stewart. Why is she involved?
She
No,
tipped
just
him on
joking. Martha Stewart is responsible for I think I have some weird. I've probably been too deep down the TikTok hole of Diddy, which just sounds dirty. I don't like to go there in Diddy's hole. I don't think right, Zach.
I didn't even think
You
of it
would
that
need
way.
a lot of baby oil.
You've probably been in that hole
No.
at some point
Stop
in your
saying
life.
the word hole.
Okay. The deep dive.
Okay.
Bunny, what do you,
like a rabbit hole.
That's what I
I thought
mean.
you were talking about his butthole.
Booty hole.
guys?
You're
I'm a married
she's a mother.
woman. So we have to say that we have, like, when you go into this experience and you have to think about, like, all the people connected, we have to think about why is Ellen moving out immediately after or buying this house right after the election comes out when she already went through 4 years of this guy, right?
Yeah.
She already went through 4 years. She lives in a very blue state.
Yeah.
She lives a very beautiful life in Montecito.
Think about this, though.
Okay.
Ellen did try to have a redemption arc this year.
Okay.
And so you could also try to spin it as back in the previous time when he was in office and to now, like Ellen had two different careers going on.
Yeah,
Right
well,
now,
now
I
she doesn't
feel
have a
like
career.
the redemption of her doing this special, it was not probably what maybe her or her team anticipated. And she's like, you know what? I actually am ready to retire. I'm fully ready to retire. You're not going to see me again. So I think this might be her like, I'm getting out so I can have peace of mind. I can also not be caught up in anything, and you can't come get me.
Maybe.
Diddy.
Didn't she go on that tour or that Netflix special essentially saying this is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't really trying to get back in the spotlight, was it?
I didn't understand the intention behind the special because I guess it was like her way of addressing the scandal. But she said like after this, like nobody's ever gonna see me again.
I think it was her trying to clear her name, maybe. Like just say like, I'm going to go out with a bang.
But it didn't.
It went
kinda
out with like
flopped.
a pin, like
Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody
phew.
really.
And the tour stops were cut short. So like it was interesting because we didn't really see much of anything from that small tour, from the special. Like it was kind of,
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude when I say this, it was kind of a blip of how much has happened this year.
Yeah.
So
I think at the end of the day, her personality she's an unlikable person now.
Yeah.
I think it trumps sorry, no pun intended. I think it trumps the comedy. Like people don't like unlikable people anymore.
Ask Dakota Johnson.
Oh, good.
That really what kicked off everything. Like that whole situation.
The awkwardness.
Yes, that really was the catalyst to be like everyone looking into Ellen's behavior, to her producers, to Dakota saying like, ask your producers, you were invited to my party, you didn't come. Like, I didn't even think you liked me. So you look at that and then you go on that hole, that TikTok hole, and you end up to where we are now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to live a quiet life, you can still live a quiet life in Montecito and not have to go to all these events. I think she's going to Europe for some reason, and I don't believe it's election related. I think that was a convenient excuse. She had already had the house. Like, there's no, Montecito, you can quietly live in Montecito and just stay out of Hollywood.
There's so many people that do.
I mean, I know Meghan and Harry complained that, like, oh my God, Montecito and the paparazzi are still following us, even though they continue to go to all these different Hollywood events. I saw he just announced he was doing a charity event without Meghan, though. And people
what's
are like,
going on with
is
all
there
this
trouble in
news?
paradise?
The
I don't know.
tattoo.
But yeah, okay. So do you think Ellen's leaving for Trump or for Diddy?
I think that she's leaving for Tritty.
I think she's leaving for
both.
her sanity.
I think it's a little bit of a mix of everything. I think she's probably just hoping to start over. Maybe she's looking to meet Jude Law.
Well, here's the other thing. She blew up her career in the U.S. that I think in the U.K. there's maybe an opportunity for her to have a comeback over there because she wasn't a talk show star there. She was, a U.S. talk show star that like people maybe vaguely know her, and maybe she can build from there.
She's going on Love Island.
But I will say what I did say on my show, which is a very interesting point, because someone in my comments said, "Oh my God, are you trying to tell me that Ellen DeGeneres and Diddy were banging?" And I was like, no. This is not about them actually like hooking up with baby oil. I think, and this is where you guys have to like pull out your TikTok holes, pull out your TikTok scroll. I believe that you got to go down the deep hole and look into Twitch, and that's the
common denominator.
Connection. Because I believe what I've looked into is Twitch, who was Ellen DeGeneres' DJ, had a connection with Diddy. And there was a very, very sad thing that happened a couple years ago where Twitch, allegedly committed suicide.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are a lot of theories.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Now, speaking of theories and things, so last night at the Campfire Show, people were telling Diddy stories when they would go to the parties.
Stop.
And one
People
person
at the show had been at the
because
Freak
they did
Offs?
Q&As. And so they were telling about they would go to the parties back in like the 90s, early 2000s. And apparently, allegedly, this is just a rumor.
Allegedly.
But somebody did maybe eyewitness something. They may have seen someone that owns Christmas that was getting,
what's the safe?
Holden.
Like they were going down that rabbit hole.
Got it.
They were going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
She
was bent over.
Oh, she was putting ornaments on the Christmas tree.
Yes.
She was Alice in Wonderland going down the hole.
Got it.
Yeah.
And this person allegedly witnessed it with her own eyes.
Walked in and was like, "Whoa!" And
did
then,
she slip in the baby oil?
Maybe.
Well, I'd like to put a pin in that. I'd like to.
Guys, that's a reason to go to Campfire Show.
That's what I like.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
the tea.
I wish I was there.
But I mean, I don't know if this is like positive news or not positive news. I guess it's positive for him, but Jussie Smollett has re-penetrated the headlines.
Again, penetration? That's what
Yeah.
we're talking about?
Put it away. I've had enough gay puns today, and we have a white woman in the room.
Is this what Pop Report is about?
Yeah.
Gay people? Not that.
Gay sex.
We hate them. So do you know, Donna, what happened with this story?
I do, sadly. It's such a weird, sad story. But go on, yeah.
Yeah, like, do you want to start with the newest updates, or do you want to talk about where
Just
the
do
stem
maybe
from?
a general what the original story was.
Jussie Smollett from Empire, he was arrested for causing this whole hoax where he reported that he was attacked by two men that claimed that they,
what year was this? That's important.
2019.
2019.
So this was because it was important that he said they were Trump supporters and they were in MAGA hats because this was during Trump's presidency.
Correct.
when it was a very divided time anyway.
Yeah. And so he's claiming that it was a hate crime against him and it was like an anti-gay attack. And so it ended up coming out that it wasn't true. The two guys that were involved ended up turning on him and saying, no, he hired us to do this. So then he ended up facing prosecution as a result of that. So now it's been overturned, which is the latest update this week. And it's not being overturned because he's innocent, but also you can't really say he's guilty because the
didn't
case
get
has been
actually
overturned. Yeah, he didn't get convicted because it was overturned, but it was overturned because there was an initial plea deal that was on the table back when this started in 2019, 2020, when this was ongoing. And so because of that original plea deal, which his legal team proved that he fulfilled his obligation, so they should still be able to honor the deal. For that reason, it was overturned, and they honored the original plea deal that he was offered.
And he's done a couple interviews. He's spoken out about it, and like, I just find it interesting that a plea deal can still hold up 5 years later, even after like new information, new things. Like
that's like how Bill Cosby got off. It's like it's not because these people are really innocent, but it's like there are loopholes that their attorneys find that are able to get them through. But then the prosecutor that actually did the full like 2-year investigation, he came out and he was like, this deal was like done 5 months before I even got put on the case. That like he's like, it's not something that I would have approved. I'm disappointed that this has been overturned. But
did you watch Empire?
I did.
I didn't.
Cool.
I watched like
I'm with
an
you.
episode or two, but I didn't watch it.
I used to do a recap show for I almost said Campfire.
Oh, really?
For Empire.
I loved Jussie Smollett, Jussie Smollett's sister, Journey
Sure.
Smollett.
You got it, girl.
She was on Friday Night Lights for a little bit, and when she was younger, I want to say she was like on the Cosby Show or something.
Friday Night Lights.
I mean, best show, right?
That
Friday
had
Night
every
Lights.
suburban
They're
household
doing,
on a grapple. Like,
by the way, they're doing a redo on that, which
A
I don't
redo?
know if I'm excited about because how can you
Redo. Yeah.
How can you do it better than the original? But anyway, I was so thrown by this whole story because, of course, as the rest of the world, we were all like so horrified for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then so shocked when we found out it was all made up. I just saw a clip today. I don't know if this was old of him being in court with his mask on, yelling, "I'm not." Can I say it's suicidal?
Yeah.
I'm not suicidal.
Oh yeah,
What was that?
Because remember
Was that
that's
now?
No, but that was related. No, that was related to Epstein. Because remember how he wanted to make it seem like if he were to ever disappear or go anywhere,
Like get murdered.
if he were ever twitched, it wasn't by his own choice.
doing.
Yeah.
So that was during the pandemic because everyone was in masks.
Pandemic of Auto, yeah.
Oh, so okay, so he must be thrilled
Oh yeah.
because this is like an Alec
His
Baldwin
attorney
Russ
said-
situation.
His attorney said he was thrilled to, that they're happy with this decision. That
Well,
Ay,
good
ay,
luck with the
ay.
work
justice
after,
was
though.
done. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do.
Is he
it
gonna
doesn't
have a
really
career?
exonerate him.
Yeah. Don't know. Girl's so confusing.
I know, but is he
You
going to
know,
have a career? Like, are
he
people
should-
going to trust him?
Girl,
He
what do you know that answer?
He should move
Yeah?
to Europe with Ellen.
Oof. Anyway. Well, Donna, are you a big music stan?
I love music.
Like what kind? Like Shania Twain? Because this bitch has me singing Shania Twain
yeah.
like left and right.
You're still the
Did
one.
You see, did you see that?
What,
Oh,
last
you didn't
night?
See it? No, the clip, the social clip,
Which one?
where
He's saying you're still the one
I
and he
was
couldn't
thinking
understand
you're
words.
still the one, and I was like, wasn't that part of a movie? Like, wasn't it like part
He
of like
thought
a
it was from
Titanic
Titanic.
movie? I was like
How old are you?
Enough.
31, but and he's like,
How old are you?
we were
29.
Oh, damn.
And-
I'm grandma.
attributed Nelly Furtado's "I'm Like a Bird" to Shania Twain. I'm like, they're the same thing.
And I was like,
it's the same thing.
pass the
and then
salt.
the internet's like, you mixed up Celine Dion, Nelly Furtado, and Shania Twain.
And a dishonor to all the girls in the industry. But
I'm concerned. This is a problem
I
here.
thought it was part of like a major movie, but it wasn't. It was just a big song.
well, I can tell you this: Shania Twain is not a part of the new Coachella lineup. So if you were
is
wondering,
this shocking?
no, but I think Zack was probably holding out silent hope for a little Titanic ballad to come into the lineup.
Is Celine
but-
Dion?
No.
Wasn't Nelly Furtado at one of them recently?
She was just on Call Her Daddy, which was so random.
She had
She
no.
went from Kamala to Nelly
But
Furtado
okay.
week to week.
I am a Nelly Furtado stan.
Okay,
like
but
man
what
eater.
is she doing right now?
I don't know who her press
she
reps
had
are.
the chain smokers on. Like
It's
I don't know
random.
what Call Her Daddy is.
Why is Nelly Furtado on? Like, what is Nelly
Nelly
Furtado doing right now?
She had a new album come out called Seven, and it got the most underrated amount of press because it had no pickup. I don't know who was working with her team, but like she should have been doing a bunch of interviews. I saw her at Hard Summer here in Los Angeles. She'd call her daddy, and that was like the only interview. And I had friends who are publicists being like, who are her reps? We're trying to book her for stuff, and none of us can figure out who her reps are.
What?
Listen, I don't think Call Her Daddy is the show you want to go on if you want to promote something successfully.
Well, there's a lot of people that get a ton of press on there, but
Yeah.
Katy Perry got horrible press
Well,
from
I mean,
Well, we know why. Anyway,
because of that comment.
backing it up to the Coachella lineup. So I don't know if you all saw, but the Coachella lineup just dropped, and that's like our big US like indicator of what artists are currently on the come up or like doing well right now. The come up, the come down case they're good. So
The fuck?
Post Malone, Green Day, and Lady Gaga are headlining.
ooh, I like Green Day. I mean, I would never go to Coachella, but I like Green Day.
I
was
feel like
listening to
that's a
Green Day this
kind of a
morning.
cool trio. I feel like
It's
I know
interesting.
that all three, which is a good sign.
I do
Special
too.
guest is Travis Scott. So because of the rescheduled incident, he is coming back.
What's
Didn't
the
he do
rescheduled incident?
AstroTurf?
Astro World.
Is that the one where the people died?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was him, right?
The AstroTurf is the fake grass.
Mm,
You know,
same shit.
no. Anyway, so that is happening. He's a special guest. He was booked previously, and then obviously the incident happened, and so they scrapped it.
He was booked that year.
He was booked around that similar time.
So now they decided now is the time to bring him back.
Once you kill people at a concert, you have to wait 3 years.
Got it. I just want to
God.
know the time limit.
You two are
I'm not a
savage.
fan. I'm not
So,
a fan.
other people in the lineup, Charlie XCX has the Misfits as a special guest. I think
Ooh.
she's getting robbed.
Why?
She should have been a headliner in my humble
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree.
Because this was her year.
This was her year.
She is actually headlining another festival with Sabrina Carpenter in Chapel Roan, which is well deserved.
Which festival?
I'm blanking on it. I don't know everything.
I want to go to that one.
Astroworld.
Primavera
Astro-
Sound.
She's going to Astro.
I want to say
They
Primavera
brought back
Sound.
Astroworld 3 years later.
I'll go to
So the lineup looks good. People are very excited for Coachella this year. But yeah, there's a big lineup of artists. It's a good grab bag and a good mix. So
Are you
like,
excited to see Lady Gaga?
I'm honestly interested they picked Lady Gaga. Because like what also that means when they pick certain artists is certain material will be coming out. So LG7 is currently on the come up. And so people are like, LG7 must be released prior to Coachella or this entire set list is going to be about LG7.
What's LG7?
Lady Gaga
Oh,
7,
I
her
was
seventh studio album.
Is this Nelly Furtado too? Didn't you just say 7 for Nelly Furtado?
Correct. The number 7 is iconic.
Illuminati.
So
Were they wearing white
Diddy.
too?
they,
Wait, so LG7 is coming out. Let me ask you a question. Did you not feel Lady Gaga's had kind of a little bit of a rough year after the Olympics performance and the Joker?
I think the Olympics was a pretty good nod to her theatrics that she's able to perform.
But it
So
was
she-
a kind of a bad performance.
I
She-
forgot about that performance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will say this: she is not my favorite when it comes to the jazz side. People do love her, and like,
I like her jazz
she does
side.
have a theatric. I think she did well with it. I don't think it was the best of a venue to perform
Yeah.
on the riverfront.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of space to command. So like for her, I think she was able to do it. But when it comes to her, obviously the Joker didn't do well. She had this limited soundtrack that came out. I don't
was a
think that
bomb.
was
Did you guys see it?
no.
Yeah. And you're a fan.
No,
No, you're a fan of Lady Gaga.
I got broken from the spell. Like, I think a lot of people have
'cause she
talked
says
about.
Oh, you're not a fan of her.
I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
You just said broken.
So I feel like a lot of people have these phenomenons when it comes to artists. So a Beyonce, a Taylor Swift, and people were like, I am in a chokehold. And I finally had an album that broke me free of like being so heavily involved. So some people had that with Taylor. Some people had that with Beyonce. I think I had that with Chromatica with
Which
Lady
one was
Gaga.
that? See, I don't even know of it.
I love you already.
Star is Born was the one that like that was my climax with her.
Ooh, I'd like to see that.
Oh my god, I climaxed.
That was the
with
last
Lady
time
Gaga.
I liked her. Yeah.
That movie, I will watch that once a year. Like that movie, but everything else,
Was
I'm not.
Chromatica the one where it was pink in the back and she was like in space?
Planet, yeah.
Yeah.
Her documentary is wonderful.
Yes,
Oh,
it
I
is.
forgot about
She, I think, has gone through so much. In my opinion, humbly enjoy the Fame and the Fame Monster
Yeah.
as like
Mhm.
music blueprints.
So, are you going to Coachella?
I will be going to Coachella.
And
Who are you
will
going to see?
Just
Travis Scott?
Oh, obviously.
Make sure not to stand in the front.
Yeah.
Oh my
Is
God.
Have an
Raquel
exit plan.
going? Is Raquel and Tom Sandoval going this year?
Oh, well, I'm sure she'll be there. Well, now she has her new her really smart rocket scientist boyfriend. Maybe he can take her.
He can afford
She
it.
can ride that missile.
She'll be on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to know other people on the lineup, I can name you a few right here. We have a bunch of people from the Blackpink entourage. We have like a bunch of them who are now independent or doing their own solo careers. We have Missy Elliott, Benson Boone.
Missy
Oh,
Elliott's coming
Right?
back.
FKA Twigs. We have Megan the Stallion. We have Zed. So like it is a stacked grab bag, I'd say. Ty Dolla $ign. Like didn't expect some of these, but like
Interesting.
okay. Like
I feel like I've heard of him.
Anita.
Don't know who that
Anita?
is. Oh, Anita is the Latina artist that's like got millions and millions of followers, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know her music, but I just know her because I think she was the one that was.
Racist.
It's okay, you're white.
Don't
I'll give you a
say
pass.
that. She was skiing with Mauricio.
Yes.
She was
Oh,
skiing.
yeah.
That's how I know
That's
her.
how I know her.
She was skiing in a thing with Mauricio.
You know, I
Oh.
can never not anticipate a Bravo reference to come from the two of you somehow, some way. In other news and music, though, we do have a Miley Cyrus update with Bruno Mars.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Is she still getting sued?
so her team has actually
from
put out her
Flowers.
first like response. So they basically are like, "Bitch, are you kidding?"
Yeah, that was a
The
dumb
reason
lawsuit.
why they're actually looking at this time in the way they are is, if you recall, the music group behind Bruno Mars's track put out the lawsuit, or the let's call it the copyright infringement that they're claiming.
Yeah.
And so Miley's team hit back in a Spark Notes version. They said, you don't really have a strong case. It's a quote fatal flaw that you don't have Bruno or his two co-writers on this song, and that is your biggest letdown of this, and it's not going to go far. So they're like, if you really stand on business, you would have him and he'd be upset. But like, Miley probably called him up and was like, the fuck? Like, are we good or no? Like, so-
Miley, what's good?
Miley, what's good? So that is where business stands. And I think, honestly, this will probably fizzle out and there's probably going to be like a settlement for $1.
Wow.
That's my humble opinion.
Okay.
But that's our
It's
music
a dumb
news.
lawsuit.
That's our music news for the day.
In the music corner of the world, I like it.
Yeah, we covered a lot already. I feel like we have a couple things to gloss over, a couple of quick hits on our news, but I think for our watch or skip this week, we don't have a lot of things upcoming that I think are interesting. So in our review, I think we need to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills premiere, because Mr. Zachary posted a few things about someone's cigarette, and he goes, makes me crave a few things.
It really did make. Okay, so we're talking about Dorit, and she was zipping down down the canyon, right? She was just like zooming, cutting up all the little family vans, and then the news broke of her divorce, and she was just right there smoking her cigarette. And I just like was craving a cigarette and a divorce so bad from that scene. I was just like, oof, somebody break my heart right now.
And
I was just craving the cigarette. I didn't need the divorce.
yeah, you can't
But
even.
like,
that
you
one
can't
takes.
appreciate the cigarette without the divorce.
I got a DM from someone after I was posting about it because it was the news of the century.
Yeah.
Like I said we got so sheltered as Bravo fans that we're like, we see someone smoking a cigarette and it's like breaking news. Like the world stopped.
We see Lady Gaga smoking a cigarette, and we go, "Girl, figure it out."
It's the weirdest thing. It's
when
like
you see artists smoking, you're like,
no, it's not a
interesting.
big deal in real life. But for some reason, we're so sheltered as Bravo fans. We don't see anything. Like, we see them drunk and falling into bushes, no big deal. But we see a cigarette, we're like, oh my God, guys. Like, it's happening. Like, as if she's doing lines, like, off a naked man's body. Like,
Well, I think the music reference is like you're using your voice, so people are like, "Don't smoke," and like obviously you're counteracting whatever you're doing as a career.
Yeah.
But like somehow they slipped in the Housewives premiere. Like we're just catching up. These girls haven't seen each other, and I'm like, girls, have you really not seen each other? But like, there's just this shot of Dorit like the entire time without a cigarette for like what was it, 10 seconds? She's just like.
Yeah. Well,
She's like, I got everything off my chest. I'm going.
the crazy thing is she's a big smoker.
all the
And
time.
she smokes all the time. But this is the first time we're seeing it on camera.
She's
It was-
Israeli. This is what Israelis do.
Yeah.
This woman probably grew up smoking at 13 years old. Like she is literally such an Israeli. Like when I saw that, I was like she probably had a thing of hummus next to her. Like also like dipping pita as she was doing. Like I loved it. I was like, because that this like the true Dorit came out in this episode. She didn't give a fuck.
She came out.
She came out of the closet.
She came out with Kyle, and she's like, I've had enough.
Thank God.
I've been through it.
She spoke for all of us in this
Oh.
episode. I mean, I
was a
don't
good
hold
one.
back about my feelings about Kyle this week. I feel very, very frustrated for the human race for Kyle. Do you guys not?
In what way?
About her completely. I rewatched episodes from season 10 last night of when she like desperately tried to
the
out
Denise
Denise
Richards,
Richards.
yeah.
And how she like literally made it her mission to bring Brandy Glanville back on that show. And Denise was like, please stop. Like,
Yeah.
you're ruining my family. And she made it her mission. And then a few seasons later, she pleads the fifth any possible way. I can't even mention the person's name who we're referring to. And Garcelle's like, you mean Morgan? Like, we met her already. We saw her.
You
We
brought her
were
on
with
camera.
her.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Why did she become a different person, Kyle? Like, she changed herself.
I did not. Obviously, I'm not the Bravo girl. You girls are the Bravo girls. And so, like, I've only seen one season of Housewives. I don't know enough about fucking Below Deck. I
Yeah.
don't know shit about
Yeah.
Atlanta. But, like,
And I've never been to Europe.
and that's what I said. No. Yeah, it is.
Don't you think when you sign up for a reality show, and especially if you've done
Yes.
15 seasons of a show and we've seen it all, we've seen your marriage, we've seen all the hardships, and then you go through a public divorce, and then you have speculation from top, bottom, left, and right about you being in a relationship with a woman, and you choose to go on a music video where you're seductively, literally licking each
In the
other's
bathtub,
fruit
yeah.
off of each other's like lips. Like, you've seen the music video, I'm sure, between her and Morgan.
I've seen the
Wade.
tattoos. I think, honestly, it also comes down to a bad edit. Like, I think there's a lot behind the scenes that they're like, let's scrub it this way. Let's omit this. And so when I watch reality shows, sometimes I'm like, there's something missing here. I'm like, tell me the full story. Like, there's cuts that don't make sense because we're going from this breath intonation up here to like, we ended up in a different octave. So I'm like, there's some girls like, let's fuck it up. This timeline's going to happen this way.
Do you think she's a lesbian?
Okay, my theory, which holds no weight. I believe that she fell in love with Morgan.
Yeah.
And that was the first and only person that she actually felt feelings for enough to say, I'm done with you, Mauricio, after years and years of maybe pushing things under the rug.
Yeah.
And him, having alleged affairs. And then finally she said, you know what? I fell in love with someone else. I actually have feelings for this other person. I believe they were physical with each other, she and Morgan. I think she was probably, I can say it right here on the show, I think she probably had mind-blowing sex. I think she probably finally felt like this person sees me, hears me, listens to me, like feels me in a way that I never. And then my gut feeling is that Morgan like experienced it a little bit, this like fame, being a housewife girlfriend, and was like,
nothing to do with it.
whoa, Bravo fans are crazy. I don't want anything to do
You all
with
love
it.
a cigarette.
Yeah, Bravo fans are insane. Zack Peters fans are
This
nuts.
Bravo account.
No, like seriously, and I think Morgan probably wanted to pull back a bit and maybe told Kyle, like, I kind of just want to be like casual with you. I think broke Kyle's heart.
Well,
Yeah, I think so. Well, I would say watch or skip.
Watch.
I would say watch this season.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
gonna be a
Yes,
good season.
definitely watch. Absolutely.
Absolutely
1000% watch.
in other general news, we have a few things to get to, and a fun light note before we get back into some other mixed grab bags. Kaya Gerber just said she had Pamela Anderson as her crossing guard growing up. If you remember, Pamela Anderson, when she was
old lady. If you remember Pamela
If
Anderson
you
back in the
remember.
day.
she was a crossing guard on Mondays for a school where her children went, and so like superstar child Kaya Gerber's like, yeah, I had her as a crossing guard. Like, I remember growing up, and Pamela was like, yeah, I had a busy schedule. I'd get up super early. Mondays was my only day, going back and forth to, I think she said Vegas, but like, she said she enjoyed it. She'd meet all the parents, all the kids, and like, she's like, my face probably looked like whatever, but like, who gives a fuck what my face looked like? She's like, I was doing so much, and I just felt good to get out of the house.
Good for
So
her.
cute.
Right? You both cute.
And it's actually so cute. I love when moms can just be like us. I mean, like stars
Yeah.
can just be like me.
Yeah.
Moms, not you.
No, I'm not a mom
No.
yet.
Would you be a crossing guard for your kids?
Probably. Yeah, I would do all that
Yeah.
stuff.
It's interesting being a mom in Sherman Oaks and seeing like a lot of celebrity parents just like being at the baseball field or like at the school or, at the bake sales and like,
Ooh, the bake sale.
yeah,
Yeah.
the charity bake sales, parent night.
Ooh.
Like my friends go to a school and the school, they were there the first day and like just like walking through the hallway and like Jay-Z was there just like
Fine.
high-fiving the kids and
Yeah.
Where's that
they
TMZ
are still
videographer?
real
will not tell you the school.
people.
What?
I said they're still real people.
Yeah, they go to parent night with Ashton and Mila. I mean, it's weird.
Or they take their kids with them on red carpets, as we saw this week with Angelina Jolie. And
Yeah.
Brad Pitt is not happy about it.
He's
No.
not.
No.
Why?
So he's suing Angelina over their wine company, Miraval. And
Have you tried it?
I have.
Okay.
What do you think?
It's fine.
Watch or skip.
Watch or skip. Drink or throw away. I think that Whispering Angel is better than Miraval.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Shots were fired.
It's similar. It's like a similar vibe.
Don't finger point at
It's
me.
funny how
Don't admonish me. It's Heather Dubrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's Heather Dubrow. No.
I just love how you kept it like below the camera, and I'm like, bring it up. Bring it up for me.
Well, so they were battling out in court because obviously, they're no longer together, but they own the company together. And she, I guess, sold off her share of the company to an outside investor, did not tell him about that. So she transferred her stake in the company to someone else. And he, I guess, was unhappy because he's like, if you're going to make a decision about, selling a portion of the company, then like you need to consult with me. And she didn't. And so he's trying to sue her for that. Now, she was trying to get the case thrown out and get it dismissed. Basically, like, I found somebody to hold my share. Like, what does it matter who it is? Like, a partner is a partner, whatever. That she didn't need to disclose anything to him. So it was just, she was trying to get it tossed out. It was just a judge decided that they're not going to dismiss the case and it's going to move forward to trial. So we can look forward to that in 2025. Brad is now saying that Angelina took their son, Knox, to this governor's, what is the governor's ball? Governor's award? To some award show.
Okay.
And walked with him on the red carpet.
Was it the American Reality TV
No,
Awards?
it was not the American Reality TV Awards.
I thought maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Next to
They
Tamra
just
Judge.
yeah, possibly.
Jojo Siwa.
Yeah. But so he's saying that she clearly took the son, who's very private, and wanted to flaunt to the public that the kids still like her.
Oh, interesting.
And want nothing to do with him. Because then we also had, what was it, Zahara, who dropped the Pitt last name a few months ago. So she seems to be having
like
all
using
of
the kids as like ammunition or like a pawn
Ugh.
or whatever.
Remix to
divorce,
ignition. Set with
We
ammunition.
can't sing that.
Why?
Even though I like to ignite.
Oh,
Oh.
Ignition. You
Ignition.
can't.
Sorry, next story.
That's a great song, though. It's
such a
such
great
an
song.
unfortunate
I know.
song that you have to put away.
It's so catchy.
It's bad when parents are against each other. But
Very bad.
speaking of reuniting in some way, I know. I feel like everyone has been seeing the photos of the One Direction funeral. Like, it's people are for the first time seeing people come back together for like something that is very sad. And like, I think people and fans have been discussing, will the band members reconcile? Because like the sad passing, that obviously is what we've been covering. And the amount of photos that people were just like, I want to see these people just like figure out their shit and like just love one another again. Like they did so much together, and like for them to go independent and shit talk each other, for a death to bring everybody together, like everyone's kind of having a wake up call. But there's been press photos of every single band member of One Direction for this funeral. We had, I almost said Cordon Bleu. James Corden was also there.
Yeah.
The cast of High School Musical was there.
Yes.
Cordon Bleu.
I was almost saying like the sandwich.
Cordon, because I thought, isn't it?
Corbin Bleu?
No, that's Corbin Bleu.
Thank you for making this
I
later.
heard that too, though.
Cordon Bleu.
So
I was like,
that
to be
is like
fair.
the biggest thing I feel like of our shareable moment this week is people sharing all the photos of everyone attending the
James
funeral.
Corden, random.
They were friends.
Simon Cowell was there.
Simon
I
Cowell
guess
was
because
there.
it was in England and James Corden is there. Also interesting character, James Corden. We can talk about that another day.
Spill your guts or fill your guts.
Well,
Donna
no,
Bowling
no,
edition.
because apparently he's also like an Ellen DeGeneres type, right?
Yeah.
He's
but
also fleeing. No.
he's there. He left. No, I think it's interesting. You guys are probably fans of.
Don't put that accusation in front of me.
You guys probably are fans of One Direction in a different way than I probably am, just because of age wise. Like,
I was a passive listener.
oh, you weren't like big fans.
I was-
I would imagine because in early 30s. was probably more the age range. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking like I grew up as a huge NSYNC and Backstreet Boys fan, and I'm thinking the fact that none of them, knock on whatever wood, that none of them have
died.
passed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's very like Beatles, like so
Yes.
young,
Yeah.
and then with drugs and that kind of a death. It's so sad. But what happened after the Beatles started dying? Like the young ones, they never got back together and did.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of like what's
People are
done is
looking at this
done.
pattern and like
Yeah.
saying, okay, are we going to repeat history, or are people going to like really sit and say, well, we've seen this time and time again? Like, are we going to reconcile or at least like be amicable?
I think just amicable. It's weird to get back together just because
I
someone
don't think
died.
they'll get back together.
Yeah, I don't think they absolutely need to either. Like, I think they just need to be kind to one another right now because they've gone on
course.
interviews and they've shit talked one another and they're like, let's just.
Yeah,
can't
I
do
think
this.
when you lose someone like that, like it alters your perception of things, and you realize like it's not worth it, Because like whether they were all on good terms with Liam or not in that moment, like they were all compelled to still come to the funeral and were very emotional. So like I hope it, at least allows them to,
You look at
mend
the
their
bigger
relationship.
picture.
Yes.
Who are the ones that were having sex?
The conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
Harry and Louis.
What?
Oh.
I missed this chapter.
You're different. Same,
I didn't
same,
go
but
down
different.
that hole.
Neither did they. Maybe
Well,
they did.
Maybe
Well,
they did.
In our last two stories of this episode, we have our couples corner and we have a legal update for
Ooh,
you.
yes.
Which one do you want to get into first?
Let's start with they're both kind of legal updates.
Okay.
So Artem from Dance with the Stars and Nikki Garcia. Why did she drop the Bella?
Because the Bella twins, that was a WWE
They're not twins
names.
anymore?
No. That
Oh.
was like a name that they had. I think it was a copyright issue for
Got
WWE purposes.
Got it. So she's now Nikki Garcia. So they have finally settled their divorce. So little background. Artem was arrested a couple months ago for domestic violence. And then she got a restraining order against him. He got a restraining order against her. In recent weeks, we found out that the charges were dropped. There was no evidence to prove that he had committed any domestic violence against her. They have now both dropped their restraining orders against each other and have settled their divorce. It was looking a little messy.
Is that the SparkNotes version?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they're moving forward with the divorce, and she has custody of their son. She has physical and legal custody, and he is getting visitation. So
What does
she
that
ended
mean?
up winning.
What does physical and legal mean? Like,
So go ahead.
Physical means like the child is staying and primarily living with you, and then legal means you can make like the decisions. Yeah.
I'm a child of divorce, and I don't fucking know what those
Yeah,
mean.
same. I would say I went through this question just recently with like the Teddy Edwin stuff because I was curious about that too. I think that this is a crazy story because my husband works on Dancing with the Stars and knows Artem and like has worked with him for years, obviously not this season. So I was very interested in this, and no one has anything bad to say about Artem on the cast, like the dancers.
What was it? Remember the old lady that said that he hit her?
Yeah, he was too rough with her. There was a contestant.
Yeah, one of the
Yes, who was it?
Clarence
Thomas?
Not
No,
the
I
not
don't
the
know.
Supreme Court justice.
No, isn't there Clarence Clearwater? I don't know. Isn't there an old
CCR,
lady?
Clarence Clearwater
Creedence
Revival.
Clearwater?
Yeah.
Don't cordon bleu me.
Clarence Thomas is queer?
So anyway,
Wait, no, seriously, who?
there was a
There was
contestant.
an old lady, and she was like, I was his dancing partner, and he beat me.
No, he
I
was
don't think
just
he was.
too-
No, there
too
was
rough.
someone that said that he was a little rough, but I felt like that was also a little bit like jumping on the
Yes,
camel's
yes.
back or
Yeah.
whatever it's called. Which I feel like so many people do that these
Yeah.
days. Like, oh, everyone's against him. I'm also going to say something bad.
I found him in a back alley one time, and he punched me in the face.
Look, do I think that he was a perfect person? No, he's like a Russian dancer. He probably is a little. I don't want
Rigid.
to say.
Stern.
Yeah, you have a better word. I was going to say militant. That sounds like a little bad. Probably stern. Probably like strict in his dance approach. I have a friend that was his neighbor for years. She said nothing but lovely things about him. Like before he got together with Nikki, I think they probably had a very passionate relationship. I watched the first few seasons of the Bella show just recently when this all came out because I was so interested in the dynamic about like her and John Cena. This is when they were together, and I think she's a little bit of a hothead as well.
Yeah.
So I think they just had those relationships. I'm sure you guys have either had friends that are in this or you've been in it where it's like very passionate, like big fights, big screaming, yelling fights, and then you like have crazy makeup sacks or whatever, and then big screaming, yelling fights.
That's me.
Oh.
Andy's seen me in.
Oh,
screaming
has
fights.
Andy? Are you and Andy
No,
this
we
way?
haven't.
I'd like to
He
go
doesn't
to the
fight
next
like-
Bravo
Why
story.
don't you want to talk about passionate makeup sex?
I've passed. I'm having a great Thursday. I want to go back on that track.
So anyway, I feel like that's it. But I feel bad. Like Gleb, I'm pretty sure it's Gleb who's the hottest guy on Dancing with the Stars. He was at the American Reality Television Awards that I was at the other day. And when I tell you, in person, I was like drooling.
Yeah.
Such a hottie. But he is very close with Artem, I know. And I think as a cast, he was there at Dancing with the Stars on the live show this week. Artem was. And I think that he's going to have a nice little comeback. We'll see.
Okay. Well,
last legal update?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, God.
Shannon Bedore and John Jansen settled their lawsuit.
I'll let y'all have this.
It looks like
Should we take a picture with him?
I'll let y'all just duke it out with this. I'm a bystander.
There's
I don't
no
know shit about
duking.
this.
I think it's like, how much can you duke about this one?
Wait, you mentioned, I can't, I'm putting the piece together. I mean, I remember Alexis Bellino, but I don't know why my brain didn't register.
I didn't meet him at all. I didn't even meet her. I was like, can I take a picture? It was like taking a picture with Mickey Mouse. Like, you don't meet.
I don't know these names of these people. I don't know these faces. Y'all.
I'm going to find you the picture and you'll see right now.
Jesus, take the wheel and give it back to me at some point.
It's literally the most, like, it's Tweedledee and Tweedledum, these two.
Which
like,
one are you? Oh.
I'm Tweedle Trio. Now people are going to make fun of me for the rest of the week on the forums, okay?
You're used to that.
Yeah, it's kind of the name of the game. I remember I was supposed to come in here and be the most liked.
And how's that going?
Definitely not good. How do I search this? TwatsCon.
TwatsCon. But yeah, so they settled their lawsuit. She's, I guess, paying him out. I don't know. I doubt he's signing the non-disparagement agreement.
No, I think he is. I think that's probably the deal that they both had to sign it, no?
No, her attorney came out and said that she's the one that's buckling because she knows that it's not worth going to court because even though she believes that she would win, the legal fees are going to be astronomical. So
he's not going to sign an NDA and she still has to? So he can still...
I don't think either of them are signing the NDA. I think she's just paying him out.
I feel like I'm just like an innocent bystander listening and be like, I agree. I agree with that.
I mean, the fact is, if you have to sign a legal document at the end of a breakup of an NDA, number one, I think at this point...
We talked about this for another breakup for
you did?
Brianna Chicken Fry. Yeah.
Oh my God, that story is crazy. And did you hear about the recent story this week?
Her hair?
The cat.
The cat? What happened with the cat?
Oh, okay, really quickly. And this is a legal story.
30 seconds.
Fine. So he's taunting her. He took her cat in the breakup, and she misses her cat more than anything. And he's posting videos and photos of him with her cat.
He's doing
and
the
she's
Angelina
like, "What
Jolie.
the hell are you doing?" Yes. And so she posted, "You know what? If you don't give me the cat, I'm gonna post videos of how you threw things at my face."
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So. Yeah, there was an episode where we talked about it, and like there are some things we didn't talk about, like her working at Barstool and more. But yeah, she's had a lot of stories she's detailed. We didn't even slap the surface of.
It's a lot. It's a lot. That chicken fry guy, or that Zach Bryan guy, is not a good dude at all. I'm team Brianna on this one.
Well, I think that's a good place to pin things, girls and gays.
Just a trio of girls here.
Yeah, just 4 girls.
3.
Where's the 4th girl?
Where's the Empire?
Yeah. Well, obviously, I think this was a good gaggle time. We should come back to Spotify a little more and shoot some fun things with Miss Daily Dose of Donna.
That was fun.
Was it? Did you feel good about it?
I felt so good for the first time. I didn't have to talk the whole time.
See, isn't it nice when you have other people to bounce off of?
Isn't it nice to have me next to you?
So close, but so far.
Okay, I was waiting for someone to say it.
Should we sing Shania?
Should we end the episode before that happens? Yes.
Should we sing the Titanic theme song? You're still the one.
Here for...
So who sings that?
Celine Dion. Okay. Celine Dion. She has stiff lady syndrome.
Listen, don't start right now. Don't start.
We're going to end right now.
Okay.
Obviously, if you love the Pop Report, what do? Review, subscribe, all the things. Obviously, we love having guests on. Let us know what stories you want to hear more about. If there's anybody who wants to have on as well, like this bitch.
Daily Dose of Donna.
I was like waiting for you to naturally plug your shit.
Hi guys, I'm Daily Dose of Donna.
When do you also put out your episodes and more?
Every day, Monday through Friday. Where am I looking?
Into your camera.
Hi everyone, Monday through Friday on YouTube, Daily Dose of Donna, or on Instagram at This Is Donna Bowling.
And she's a mom.
I'm a mom.
I'm a singer.
And I'm out. Bye everybody.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Well, that concludes this episode of the Pop Report.
And you should probably hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode.
If you didn't at this point, I don't know what the hell you're doing. But if you want to keep
wasting time.
You know that's true.
If you want to keep up with more, obviously follow us along, find more on our playlists, and listen wherever. Leave a review. Do the damn thing.
All the things, all the engagement. We love you, so show us some love.
We don't.